Hi everyone. So this is the last you're going to see me. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation, and I hope you learned some new stuff. There are just a couple of things that were interesting facts about him, but there were really no places in the slides for me to put them, but I wanted you to know about them just the same. Bagley founded the Essentialist Committee for the Advancement of American Education in 1938, which was a year before he retired. So essentially that's the beginning of the Essentialist movement, was the founding of this organization. However, he spent the bulk of his career advocating for the profession of teaching and working in theory and practice to further the education of the aspiring teacher. In spite of this, Bagley is most often looked at as the father of essentialism, even though it only took up a small fraction of his career. And that's important because he was highly criticized for his stance on education and how he felt that traditionalist education was the best. So he spent the bulk of his career being socially progressive and advocating for the teaching profession. But because of that 1 year before he retired, where he was just fed up with the extreme progressivism that was going on, he decided to, with another person, found the essentialist movement, and it kind of stuck with him, and he couldn't really get rid of that label. So I just wanted to make sure that I brought up that there was more to him than just the theory, even though the theory is what the presentation is about. And because of his defense of traditionalist education and traditionalist teaching, I thought it was very interesting for you all to know that he actually did not believe in intelligence testing, and he did not believe in standardized testing. He also didn't believe in nature over nurture when it referred to the theory of intelligence. He felt that intelligence testing was narrow in scope and limiting to children of different societal backgrounds. So he once again praised the art of teaching as the catalyst for raising the intelligence of students. What he has said of devoted teachers, this is one of the things that he said of the devoted teachers' effects on students. He says, "I have seen dull eyes lighted with the momentary gleam of intelligence. A little more light for the common man this year, next year, 100 years from now, and the battle for humanity, for democracy, and for brotherhood is won." And that just kind of struck me. It was at the end of his Educational Imperisism, I think it was. I'll have to look it up. But anyway, the quote just struck me, and I just kind of thought you guys might like to hear it, considering you're going to be teachers. As a final note, I am happy that Vicki assigned William Bagley to me. I was apprehensive at first because he's the biggest frenemy of Dewey, but the more I learned about him, the more I started to understand that he is so much more than the essentialist movement. He was a kind, humble man who loved teaching theories, and always wanted what was best for those around him. My project is on his essentialist theory, but my heart is with the amazing guy who was socially progressive and the ultimate cheerleader for teachers and the teaching profession. So that kind of sums it all up. Look down at the next slide. There's a fun activity for you. I think I have it all figured out. I tested it on a couple of my poor willing family members, and they were able to do it. So if you go on to the next slide, it'll explain everything. Don't forget that there's a password there that you're going to need. And other than that, I don't really want to spoil it for you. So, all right, thanks, bye.